Seen it, binged it, watched it. Oh, come on. No good, shitty, balls, fuck. What's going on, everybody? Ruben Escobar with Escobar Arts and In the Dark Productions. It's been a while, right? Well, I'm here to talk about some shows. I've been watching Netflix. There's actually a lot of things that have been coming out, and I'm probably going to bombard you with a lot of weird shit, so try to keep up. How's everybody doing, man? I know it's been a while. Like I said, I've done a lot of things lately. I've seen a lot of things lately. I'm doing a lot of things lately. A few weeks ago, we went on to, well, probably about a month now, we went on a trip to London. London! And we went to Ireland too. How cool is that, right? Yeah, so we did that. It was a family trip. It wasn't a whole family though. We left the little girls here, our little girls here. We took my little boy Elijah, and we took my daughter Grace, and it was my wife and I. We went to Ireland. We went to London. First stop we hit was London. We went to Leighton in London, which is like a city in London, close to the capital, kind of, but not. It's like 45 minutes away from like Buckingham Palace and stuff and everything. And we got totally lost. We were totally fucking lost. Most of the time we spent there, we spent trying to find where it was we were supposed to fucking go. We tried to look for our flat that we were staying in, and yeah, we couldn't find it. We went in one direction, we were supposed to go the other direction. We asked for directions, and I'll tell you what, the people there are actually really cool. If you're asking for directions and it's a one-on-one type thing, but when you're like in the mass, like, you know, when you're in transit, like fucking being polite and shit, like get the fuck out of here. Move on. There's too many people here to fuck around. Come on now. You know, because like, I mean, don't get me wrong. And it wasn't at all what we expected. I mean, kind of, it was. It wasn't. I don't know. You know, you think England, you're thinking about, you know, a bunch of like pasty white dudes and shit like that, right? And it was not. It wasn't. It was actually a very well mixed of races and people and ethnicities and everything. Like, it was really cool, man. You know, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of like, you know, Indian dudes too there. So it was, you know, I was expecting to hear a lot of boob and vagine. I know it's fucked up, right? But seriously though, there was definitely quite the array of ethnicity there. And now what I mean by the rudeness, like, I don't mean completely rude, like everybody wasn't just telling you to fuck off and shit like that, you know, and calling you blokes or whatever. But it was like, okay, first off, when you're walking down the street, you need to make sure that you're not walking on whatever. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people were saying like, oh, don't sit and linger on the right side or whatever, like here in America. Like, you're supposed to, like, do shit on the left. Whatever. That pretty much just only pertained to, like, cars and buses and shit like that. You know, vehicles and bikes. Or as far as everything else, though, it was just go. Go. It didn't even fucking matter. It was like a river. You found an opening, you fucking took it. You know, because, I mean, and, oh, yeah. And there's, like, no jaywalking laws, I guess. So it didn't fucking matter. What part of the street you were crossing in. So if you found there was open in traffic, you fucking gun it. And, you know, and let me tell you, like, when we stopped and asked for directions, like, people were more than happy to give us directions. They were so cool. They're like, oh yeah, you need to go over here and go this. Very subtle and polite. You know, it wasn't like here where, like, if you asked for directions, people were all, you know, don't bother me. Get away. I don't want to fucking talk to you. You know, it was pretty cool. You know, like, even on the trains and stuff like that, people were, like, very welcoming to, or very, they didn't hesitate to give us directions. I mean, you could obviously tell that we were fucking, not really tourists, but you could tell we were from there because we were fucking trotting around our luggage and shit. And we're like the only fuckers on the train with fucking bags and shit, and coats and shit, and everybody else was all like in just regular clothes, and it wasn't too different really than it is in America. Just apart from like the accents and everything like that, and even the cops. Even the cops were fucking cool, man. The police were like so just like, oh yeah, here we'll walk you over here, and we'll walk you over here and show you this, and make sure you get on this train here. And they totally made sure we got on the right trains. Which, by the way, I got to tell you, London, fuck your train system. Everything else was cool there, but your fucking train system, fuck that. There was trains everywhere, and you tried to find like, and a lot of heavy accents there. So I swear to God, for the first 45 minutes, we were looking for the Jubilee line. And I was like, what the fuck? Jubilee Zoo? Like, what? There's no fucking Jubilee line. It's the Jubilee line. Yeah, that totally makes a difference there. So when we finally found the Jubilee line, we got there and we got to Stanton. And we finally found where it was that we were supposed to go and everything. But yeah, man, holy shit. Oh yeah, then we walked by this random park in the middle of what looked like a ghetto. It was very run down. It was very like, there was trash everywhere and shit like that. And there was a park with bright structures around it. And there was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air playing in the middle of this fucking park. Cool. I was like, sweet, that's a little taste of home, kind of, it was old episodes, but whatever. I mean, they're all kind of old, but it was just kind of random to see that playing like on a big movie screen in the middle of a fucking park next to a train station. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, we pretty much found our other, I mean, you took the bus. The bus is pretty much, like, I didn't know how far we were going. We never made it to Buckingham Palace. We went to some church or whatnot. And I know I'm so fucking bad at, landmarks and shit, dude. But we did see London Bridge, and we see the Tower Bridges, which that's a very big misconception. London Bridge is not Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge is Tower Bridge. The more you know. So, yeah. I mean, we saw it. We saw the eye, or whatever the fuck it was, that Ferris wheel and everything. No disrespect. I'm just a prick, and I don't fucking bother looking up names of shit. We didn't see any guards. We saw like the Beefeater dudes, guards or whatever the fuck, they were like on buses and stuff and walking around here and there and all that. We got some trinkets, we got some cool souvenirs and everything, and then, but our flat, we spent most of the time at the flat, and we went to this place called, it was a pub, but it was like, the Technical Institute pub. Swear to God, that was the fucking name of it. I don't know if there was like a school above it or next to it or whatever, but it was called the Technical Institute pub. Fuck it, right? I mean, we had some beers there that was pretty cool. It wasn't like quite the slaughtered lamb, but I mean, there was like a wolf skin on the fucking wall with some swords and some like family crests or some shit like that, and LT, I believe, were the insignias on there for Leighton Technical. That's what it was. Leighton Technical Pub. Ding ding ding. So yeah, we sat and we had some beers. Were they cold? No, they're pretty fucking warm, but they tasted pretty good. And there was this like makeshift. I guess it was a makeshift band of all the bartenders there. And they did some fucking songs. A few of them that we knew, they were like, they did some Beatles. They did some, oh shit. What was it that they did? They did, Tom Petty and some other fucking cool ass songs and shit. And yeah, it was just very makeshift. And we were like sitting right there next to them. So it was like, we had front row seat to a really cool, like impromptu, like blues, jazz, rock kind of, like private show and shit. It was weird because like they were playing and then they'd go and serve drinks and then go back to playing. It was cool. And then one dude was really loud on a fucking harmonica, but whatever. And the weird thing is I've always found it weird is how British people or whatever English people can sing and sound totally American with no accent or anything like that, and then they start talking and you can't understand a fucking word they say. Excuse me. You know, I mean, not everybody, but most. You know, I mean, some of them had really heavy accents, man. I mean, I had to say, excuse me a couple times because it just wasn't. I just wasn't catching it. Maybe I'm just retarded or dumb, whatever. But it was really cool. And we stayed at this flat, so it was really cool. And the pub was literally right across the street from the flat that we were at. And it was just really cold. Fucking cold, man. It wasn't rainy. It wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be. You know, we brought like hoodies and jackets and shit like that. And we really thought it was going to be like a lot. It was going to be like wet, rainy and shit. And it really wasn't. It was actually pretty decent. It was nice weather. You know, if you didn't wear a jacket or anything like that, you were still kind of fine, you know, but we're kind of American pussies, so... You know, we're from Arizona, man. Like, if it's not fucking next to scalding hot, like, it's too cold for us. You know, so, yeah, that was pretty cool. And then we took a ferry to Ireland. We went to Dublin, and we hung out in Dublin for a little while. Again, fucking lost. trying to find the Guinness fucking, oh shit. I'm shifting around here. Yeah, so we tried to find the Guinness place, and we did. We finally found it after, like, I think it was like an hour of walking around and shit. There was like a castle, a church. We saw all kinds of other cool shit. There was this really cool like canal river thing going in the middle of the city, and you know, like the structures, the fucking architectural like integrity of everything and designs were just fucking amazing. Like in London and in Ireland too. Both places were fucking great for that. You know, the land was great. There was a lot of green in Ireland, obviously. You know, I mean, we didn't see as much as the countryside as we wanted to, but it was still pretty cool. It was pretty decent, you know. And then from Dublin, we stayed there one night and took a train, which was like a 3.5 hour train to Rosslare, which was really fucking cool because it was small, it was private. The place that we were at was like literally 5 minutes away from the beach. You know, like... We walked down in the middle of the night. Well, not in the middle of the night because they stopped serving alcohol at 11. So we walked down at like 9:30, 10ish, and went down to a pub down there. I forgot what the hell it was called, but yeah, it was pretty cool. You know, very quiet, very like personable and quiet, and like, you know, like we had no idea how to fucking behave in there, so we just pretty much just stayed quiet and watched they watched football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, and. You know, it was really cool, man. Like I said, you know, I mean, Guinness was like water there, you know, like they had they're like, oh, here, you want something to eat? And I was like, yeah, well, sure. Can I get a water? They brought me a Guinness. They were like, so is there anything else I can get for you? And I was like, you know what, I'll just take a little bit more water. They brought me another Guinness. I'm just kidding, they didn't. But I kept asking for Guinness. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much how it was. The Guinness flowed like water. And I'll tell you what, the beer there was so much more tasty than it is here. You know, I don't know if it's got to do with like the traveling and, you know, the import of across the seas or anything like that, and how it's, you know, maybe it sits inside of the cases for too long and it gathers all the minerals or the fucking, you know, some of the elements from the aluminum cans or whatever the fuck it is, but the Guinness there was so much fucking better. And everybody's like, oh, try the Budweiser. Fuck no, I'm not gonna go to England or Ireland and fucking try Budweiser. Blah. Like, I barely fucking like it here. I don't give a shit what recipe you use. It's not gonna taste any good. Anyway, so yeah, so we went to Rosslare. Really cool. Had a bunch of pictures. My boy had a really good time on the beach. I mean, he fucking ran everywhere. There was shells all over the fucking place. There was crabs, apparently. You can go crab fishing, like, right off the fucking shore. You know, there was just all kinds of cool shit, man. Like, it was amazing. Like, the ocean, the sea, everything was so vast. The ferry trip from England to Ireland was really fucking cool. It took about, maybe like 3.5... Pretty much everywhere we went, it was like 3.5 hours away from each other, man. You know, it was really fucking cool. Like, it just, the scenery, the pictures that we took, the beach was so clean. The beach was very clean and was very private. I mean, there was maybe no more than 20 people on there at a time, and you're talking about 20 people on a widespread beach, you know, so you were running into, you know, maybe 2-3 people at a time, and nobody was like there, like, to hang out. Everybody there was just walking. They were just there. They were going somewhere already. You know, they were going for their morning stroll or their, you know, morning exercise or whatnot. But it was still cool. Like, it was, we sat down, we had a couple beers there. I don't know if it's illegal or not. It didn't say, it didn't specify, so we only had one each, you know. But yeah, I mean, we sat there, we had a good fucking time. We were like the only ones on the beach doing what we were doing, you know, like chilling out and shit. We climbed on some rocks. Like, fuck, man, it was so fucking cool. You know, and then, like, you know, the only sad part about it is that it went by super fast. You know, like I said, we spent most of the time lost trying to find where it was we were supposed to be. I felt like fucking the Griswolds. We're gonna have a good fucking time! You know, but it was really cool. And then we went back to Dublin, stayed there for a night, and went to the Jameson distillery. We didn't get to go in there. It sucked because we got there a little too late, and their tours were already fucking closed. But the Guinness place was actually, the brewery was really fucking cool. We got to go through there. My wife and daughter went all the way up to the fucking top. Like, F that, dude. I wasn't about to fucking do that. Like, I have a thing with heights. Like, I can fly and shit, you know, and that still gives me a little, you know, anxiety and everything, but I don't know, like, and there was like escalators everywhere. Yeah. I don't know, it was just so fucking weird, man. I couldn't do it. You know, I went as high as I could, and I stopped by, and I went in this like this bar that they had up there, you know, and still, you know, got my Guinness vouchers and everything like that. I drank a lot of Guinness there. And there was live music there. That was really cool, you know, and everybody was just cheerful and singing along. And some people fucking grabbed me and start dancing around and shit like that, man. It was very fucking cool. It was an experience, I'll tell you that, you know, and it was really fun. Like, I'll never fucking forget that. Like, I mean, every part of it was just fucking amazing. You know, and they showed you the whole process of how, like, Guinness is made and shit like that. And they go into these rooms that, like, showed you, like, the whole process and, like, what their old, like, equipment that they had that they used and everything. It was pretty fucking cool. So, yeah, you know, like, we went to London and in Ireland, and, yeah, our trip was amazing. It really was. You know, like I said, it was just over way too fucking quick. We needed to, like, stay there for a few fucking weeks, man. You know, or at least, you know, in one place for a week. As we had booked, like, one place in London, 2, 3 places in Dublin or in Ireland. So it was like, you know, like it was constantly going somewhere instead of just chilling out, relaxing, you know, and taking in the scenery and everything. My daughter and I did go walking around Dublin. We were a little sketchy at first, you know, because there was like, you know, there's a lot of streets and like a lot of like alleyways and shit like that where anybody could have just popped out and fucking robbed you or took us or something like that. But it was all right, you know, like we didn't go very far from our room. You know, we walked around, we saw the city, then a little bit of the nightlife. We didn't really go into too many pubs. We did go into one place during the day called the Bleeding Horse. Yeah, I noticed that every fucking place we went to was the name of some injured animal. It's like, fuck it, man. You know, but it was cool. It gave it, you know, this weird, you know, like everybody was super friendly. Everybody was super friendly there. Very polite. Everybody said hi to you. Everybody engaged with you, you know. Not like here. Fuck here, man. It made me want to fucking go move to a different fucking country because everybody here is a fucking asshole. You know, they fucking honk and I mean, you know what I mean? They just, oh my God, man. Like, it's so fucking rude and, you know, like, just whatever, man. Yeah, people are just fucking dickheads here. They treat you like shit, you know, and the racism is very blatant, you know, or over there it's very fucking subtle. I'm sure there's racism there too, but, you know, it wasn't just fucking out front and just in your face. And apparently, yeah, and it was confirmed. Nobody fucking likes Donald Trump over there. Every person that we ran into fucking hated that. When we told where we were from, they're like, oh, Arizona. They're all, oh, that's great, yo. And they started speaking Spanish to me. I just still didn't know what the fuck they were saying. And then they're like, oh, you're Americans. Oh, fuck Donald Trump. Whatever, man. You know, to each his own. And, yeah, so that was pretty cool. Like, I mean, we went on a really fun, like, it was an epic fucking trip, man. You know, there was nothing bad about it. I had a great time. My wife couldn't stand, like, the stress. Like, she hates stress. She cannot do pressure whatsoever. She breaks down like a fucking horse with a fucking obese passengers on. Just buckles, but I love her. But yeah, man, like we found it, eventually just, we followed this map that they had and everything, and we finally made it home, and like getting home was like, like a big sigh of relief, because we were just like, oh, finally, a place where we fucking, and that's it, like you can go visit everywhere, in the world and stuff, but something about going back to your home or some place where you're comfortable just takes all that fucking stress away, where you kick off your shoes and finally, let your hair down and relax and be like, oh man, I don't have to fucking ride a train for hours at a time. I don't have to arrive and trot around fucking luggage and shit. But yeah, I'll post some pictures and stuff like that. I'm sure there's some that I put it, that I put in here as well. And just it was really cool. It was an epic trip, man. It really was. It was something that was worth doing again. That's for sure. And if you guys ever get the chance, go to London. Go to everywhere. Don't but London is so huge. Like I wanted to go meet up with the dudes from the Undead 13, but we were so far away. We were like 4 hours away from like the closest, person that I knew that was there. He was in oh god damn it. I forgot where he said he was in, man, but they were like 4 hours away from there, and we barely fucking find our fucking place where we were staying. I'm sure we would have got even more fucking lost had we tried to meet up with somebody. But we are planning another trip out there, so guys, I hope we get to meet up next time, and we'll make that our mission. Not just to go to wherever the fuck, like Sutton. Fuck, I forgot. Anyway. These just pop up, all of a sudden, but yeah, that was our trip to London, man. This is Ruben Escobar from Escobar Arts and In the Dark Productions. You guys stay dirty.